Well, hello everybody. It's a surprise Saturday stream. Hello Sam, how are you? Yeah. So a lot of people are doing surprise Saturday streams today, including it's Pat, which I just watched for about let's say a good half hour. But I definitely wanted to update you guys. I just realized my headphones are not in. All right. That would make a lot more sense to have my headphones in. Hello, everybody. Um, let's just get down to nitty gritty with kind of my schedule for the upcoming week. I'm not going to do a Saturday night or a Sunday night stream tomorrow. I don't think. But I will be doing one on Wednesday during the daytime. So a little bit of a different change because of my schedule this week and how things have been crazy. So do not. There's probably not going to be a Saturday or a Sunday night stream. I keep saying Saturday night because I will be on live with Roxana tonight, as her guest. So I'm looking forward to that. Her thumbnail says that we're going to be talking about park hopping, and that's something that's been sorely missed. At Disney. I also have a lot of Mission Space Mickey toys. Well, which I'll kind of show off some of the toys that I have from McDonald's. Hopefully, if you're a Disney World fan like me, I've got the first 4. I just need 5 through 10. I might be going to Mickey D's for lunch again today. But again, hello everybody that is watching. It's just a surprise Saturday check-in. And again, an update on just what's going on with me this upcoming week. A lot's been going on this week, and it's been a very stressful week for me. The computer system where I work, the main one that we use, kind of went down last weekend, and it finally went back up today. So like I woke up early this morning to try to put things in online that I needed to. So haven't gotten finished with that, but it is what it is. I actually found this earlier today. I was looking for this shirt, but I found this hat. It's a pirate hat, Pirate Goofy from Pirates of the Caribbean. We got this. I would say this is my brother's hat. We got this. I want to say 20 years ago. It's a very old hat. Partially cover my bad haircut, but is there a? It just says this is back in the day when the merchandise was resort specific. Doesn't have a date on it, but it just says copyright Disney. So I'm sure if I looked it up online, it'll be right there. This doesn't even have an FAC number on it. So FAC numbers are definitely more recent thing. I'll cover this up, but I know it kind of looks goofy, huh? But it's got like the metal rings. Goofy. Can you imagine Goofy actually with pierced ears? I mean, really. Let's be honest. I can't. So I don't know why they put the pierced ears rings here, because I know it's pirate. Yeah, it's something a pirate would do, but I don't know. Pierced. Can you imagine Mickey with pierced ears? I can't. But again, speaking of Mickey turned 92 on Wednesday. Can you imagine? 92 years old, and he's still going strong. He's got an attraction now, and that's where all these McDonald's toys are coming from. Is for the main attraction. They were supposed to be released, I believe, over the summer, because there's actually a prize ticket in each one. That actually has a code that you can scan. But the dates of the contest ended back in August. So my guess is that this was supposed to come out right around the shutdown, but they postponed it to November and December so that people could actually get the toys and participate in this contest. And so the ones I'm looking for, the toys that I'm looking for, are not there. Are not the ones that I have. One of the McDonald's by me was just giving out all the number ones. I'm like, I have like 5 of these now. I'm like, I probably need to trade for some. So like the ones I'm really looking forward to are Tower Terror, and the Soarin' one, Daisy Soarin', which goes around Spaceship Earth. So I'm looking for those two. If you see those two, let me know. But I think I'll go back and kind of ask for to see if I can get those ones and request them if I can. Anyway, so again, kind of going around looking for this shirt. I originally was going to wear this on vacation back in July, but I forgot to bring it. But we did do Sorcerers of the Magic Kingdom, or at least we attempted to. We just kind of forgot about it. So I don't know. I like these cards. These cards are pretty cool. So some of the cards that we actually got the Headless Horseman one. That's pretty cool. Blues Coconut Cavalcade, or Cascade, not Cavalcade, Cascade. Fa-Mulan's Dragon Canyon, Pinocchio, and Heffalumps and Woozles. It's pretty cool. So if you're unfamiliar with the Magic Kingdom, they have these little card game, and you battle Disney villains and try to save the Magic Kingdom. You get a map and you look for these, like this little logo on the ground, and they're located in random places. Sometimes they're hidden, sometimes they're not. But if you're just why is this person standing there staring at a window? It's because they're trying to activate this. And you activate with your magic band, and it's a fun time. Now, I actually got 2 more card packs that in July that I did not open. So guess what I'm going to do now, live on stream? I'm going to open them, see what I got. Hopefully there's some rare and unique ones in here. Collecting these cards is always fun, right? So, okay. And I like how they try to protect it on both ends by flipping over one card. So I got Princess Aurora, Buzz Lightyear, ooh, Mickey Mouse, Mickey and the Beanstalk, Wally, and then Thumper. So that's my first pack. Now, as I'm going through this, like the first time we played this, trying to actually get the cards to activate, they tell you to hold it out like in front of you, like this, so that I can read it. Except that they made it for shorter people. So instead of me going like this, I have to like hold it down, like by my stomach, so that the cards can read. You guys watching? Have you guys played Sorcerers of the Magic Kingdom? If you have, let me know. How do you guys think of it? And okay, the last one here. Ooh, you got some Dash. That's pretty cool. There are no repeats. That's awesome. Eve. So I got Wally and Eve. Prince Philip. Not the British Prince Philip, the Prince Aurora. I got Aurora and Prince Philip. And the Blue Fairy. And the Mad Hatter, Tea Party. So I finally opened up all these cards, had them for a little bit. We got caught up in so many other things that we were in July. We were there in July, and I'm like, yeah, we need to we probably should have used them, but when we went back a second day, we probably should have gotten more cards. Oh well, what's done is done. So what was I gonna add to that? Oh, the Blue Fairy. Um, I have a story about the Blue Fairy and how I was at Disneyland back in about a year ago from earlier this month. It was the first weekend of Christmas at Disneyland. And we went actually for the day before Christmas officially started and the day of Christmas officially starting. And we're not done decorating the first day of Christmas there. And that made me a little bit angry, but that's a different story for another day. So one of the things that I like to do, and is make sure I ride every single ride that I possibly can. I'm going to take this hat off because it's starting to bother my head. I like to try to do things that I haven't done in the past. And with Disneyland, there's a lot of things. There is more rides in Disneyland, or more attraction in Disneyland than I believe, or it's the amount of rides in Disneyland alone. If you add up the Magic Kingdom and all the 4 parks, they're about equal, I think, right around the same, which is nuts. So I haven't done everything in Disneyland, even though I've been there twice, but I've done all the major rides. The last time we were there, we went on Pinocchio, and we get through most of the ride, and then right at the Blue Fairy scene, this was the actual part of the ride that I actually wanted to see because I've seen, I think it was a TPM video, of animatronics and special effects. And I'm like, oh, that's a cool special effect. And the guy, I don't know his name, but I'll just call him the TPM video guy. Actually stated how this worked and kind of showed like during the daylight how it worked. And we're pulling up to the scene. I'm like, this is the part I want to see. And then the ride stops, and it did an evac. And that was probably one of the only times I've actually had to do an evacuation on a Disney ride. Not being a local at either of those parks, evacuations are pretty rare. For me, that is the only one where I can actually remember being evacuated off of a ride. The only other time was actually the trip before with the Haunted Mansion Holiday. We got through the elevator scene, which in California it's an elevator, and we're waiting in the excuse me, the hallway, the portrait hallway leading up to the loading area, and the ride broke down. The ride had already broken down, so we weren't on the ride, but we were in that like kind of limbo area. And we waited for about a half hour, and then finally we got a fast pass to come back later, and we actually exited through an emergency exit, which was a very plain emergency exit, but it was still a little bit themed. It was more themed than I thought it was going to be. And then where we actually came out was actually pretty interesting too. It's like, okay, now I know where this door leads. So you kind of get like a little bit of backstage tour and kind of figure out, oh, I've seen that door before. I wonder where that leads. Now I know. It actually leads to, there's actually a little mini door that goes underneath the railroad in the queue. And if I had a picture of the queue, and I think I do, or if I go from Google Earth, I'd be able to point out, yeah, this leads from the emergency exit from the limbo area. But it's pretty cool to kind of see stuff light up, be illuminated, and just kind of see like the secrets behind it. When things are dark, it's like you can't see a lot of the stuff. But when they turn on those lights, it's like, oh, okay. So yeah. Oh, what else did I want to share with you guys this morning? Again, this was very impromptu. I'm trying to hold back a little bit because, like I said before, I'm going to be on Life with Roxana tonight. So I don't want to talk about too much. But yeah, I'm trying to think of what's around me. I've showed off the cards and the spells, and I'm sure there's much more of a strategy to this game. When we've played it, we've just hold it up. We've just done the thing where we've held up the card and we're like, oh, let's just pick a card. Doesn't matter which card, just pick one. But I'm sure if you played it many times, there's a strategy. You want to use certain cards for certain people in certain areas. So, yeah. Now there's 3 packs in here. I should explain because I went to the Magic Kingdom right around my birthday, so I had the birthday button. So they gave me 2 of the cards. That was pretty fun. I'm like, oh, I get 2 cards, 2 sets of cards. But again, if you're a collector trying to collect the whole set, I know there's not a holiday party or a Halloween party. There was a Halloween party this year, which they normally have exclusive cards. That would have been cool to at least just see what those cards were. But yeah, and then again, of course, you have the map, and which shows you all the different areas where all the different locations are. So if you have the map, which I'm a big map fan, so even just getting the cards in the map, I'm like, oh, so that's where this is. That's where this is. It makes much more sense because there's that little portal on the ground. I forgot to mention that the Magic Band portal, like there's a Magic Band reader, and they're in the shape of a key because one person's the key holder. But yeah, it's actually been pretty good weather this week here. Not to widely change subjects or anything. Sunny, like we're getting close to winter where it's pretty much cloudy all day. Right now it's like what, 42 degrees here, but we were in the 60s earlier this week, which is awesome for middle of November. But yeah, I've kind of run out of things to talk about. So again, I'm gonna end it here. I said what I need to say. So watch me tonight on Life with Roxana, 7 p.m. Central Time, 8 Eastern. We'll talk about park hopping. Oh, I know what I wanted to talk about before I go. The fountains. Okay, Disney made a major announcement in regards to I'm going to call it fountains because the Harmonious show barges, some of them really soon are going to be tested in the middle of World Showcase Lagoon, and they released concept art that these barges are not going to be rolled out and rolled in every day. They're just going to remain in the center of World Showcase Lagoon, and they're going to be moored there. I'm sure they can be moved backstage in case of inclement weather, but their World Showcase Lagoon is going to turn into a big, large fountain during the daytime. And they kind of show the picture. It's a 2D picture. I'm kind of reserving judgment until I see it in person because sometimes the picture doesn't necessarily show what the actual final product is going to be. But right now, like I don't know if it's just going to be just a fountain where it's just going to shoot water and that's it, or if they're going to once every 15 minutes or so synchronize it to music, which they have that capability. So the Fountain of Nations that they used to have in Innovations Plaza, I really miss it, but hopefully maybe they'll create some new music and create some sort of daytime fountain show for all of us to enjoy. Now, the one thing that kind of concerns me is that friendship boats use the lagoon during the day. Would that actually stop? Would they actually stop the friendship boats? And I've read blog posts or forum posts where it said that it probably is not. They're still going to run the friendship boats inside Epcot. Which, honestly, if you're just trying to get directly from World or Future World to say the American Pavilion or the Japanese Pavilion or Italy, like you don't want to walk all that way around. I don't I would hope that they wouldn't cut off that transportation. Because that's something that would be sorely missed. Inside, just especially again, if you make it halfway around, you just realize, oh wait, I have a Garden Grill reservation. You wait for the boat, go straight across the lagoon. Garden Grill at the land. But seeing kind of the barge and seeing kind of how it's set up in the middle, I do have a concern. I'm sure that some of you guys, it's like work with illuminations. You had the Earth globe, um, some fountains, but it was nothing to the scale of what Harmonious is going to be. And that the center screen was like, okay, where's the LED going to go in that center screen? Well, it's going to be a water screen, just like Fantasmic or World of Color. Um, my guess is that this is going to be World of Color light in terms of fountains, but World of Color doesn't have fireworks. So, I mean, it's going to be an interesting mix of the fountain aspect and the firework aspect, and see what changes and what stays put. But what really concerns me is that you have the giant water screen in the middle, and then you have the 4 barges with the LED screens on the sides. Excuse me. And with illumination, where I was going with this is with illuminations, there really wasn't a bad spot. I've seen illuminations from Italy, and Italy was awesome. Seeing it from Italy was awesome. I'm trying to remember. The last time I saw it was from Canada, right near the Canada stage. That's so like you have the Canada stage, you have like that little opening for the World Showplace where they do all the festivals, and then it's the UK. And so I saw from that far Canada spot where it's just like, okay, you're not really in front of the Canada Pavilion, but again, you have the Canada stage, so it's technically an extension of it. But it was a great place to watch illuminations. But it's off on the side. So like UK, Canada, maybe even Norway, China. Those places may not be good places to watch illuminations. And the way that screen's set up, it's set up front and center from Future World. There's a American Gardens Theater right there, which would be on the other side, directly across. And so that's prime viewing area that's been taken away. So I think my concern is that there are going to be bad spots to watch Harmonious. Just like with the Magic Kingdom, it's the Cinderella Castle projections. There's not really a bad spot if you're watching the fireworks from, let's say, Main Street or the Tomorrowland Terrace where they do the dessert parties, or I'm trying to think of some other locations. They're like Adventureland, Adventureland, pretty much like the bridge by the terrace, I guess. Maybe a little bit into that early part of Liberty Square, you can see a lot of the projections. But like if you're watching the fireworks, you have to watch it from Main Street. Whereas if you go into places like deep into Tomorrowland or into Fantasyland or Frontierland, you can still watch the fireworks, but you don't get the projections, and that's something. There are bad places to watch those fireworks. The other 2 parks, I mean, with Hollywood Studios, you have Fantasmic, which again, you got the show there. I don't really think there's a bad place to watch the show, Fantasmic. But you got the fireworks in front of the Chinese theater that they've done with the Star Wars fireworks, that animators projection show. I mean, that's really meant to be viewed from Hollywood Boulevard, and that area there. And then of course Tree of Life Awakenings. Again, there's a limited area for that. Rivers of Light is gone. I never saw that. Honestly, it didn't appeal to me. So if you have any gripes about Rivers of Light going, I'm gonna say it right now, blame me, because for me it just didn't appeal to me. Even putting like the Disney characters in there. Whether or not a show has Disney characters has no effect on whether I like it or not. It used to as a kid, but not so much now. Um, when I first saw Illuminations, I'm like, where's the Disney music? Where's the Disney characters? That's what I was thinking as a kid. But kind of going year after year, I'm like, you know what? It doesn't have to have Disney characters or Disney music in it in order to be Disney. I mean, Illuminations is Disney music. Let's be honest. And that's something uniquely Disney because I don't think other theme parks, if you're thinking, or other brands, like if you're thinking Universal, like I've never been to Universal, so I shouldn't really talk about it. But a lot of people think it should be Disney, 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 Disney 24/7. And by Disney they mean characters and intellectual property. But for me, some of my favorite rides don't really have the intellectual property. I like Test Track 1.0, not 2.0, but 1.0. That again was Chevrolet, sponsored by Chevrolet and General Motors. There was no Disney characters in it. Of course, you had a couple hidden Mickeys, but that's it. But that was a fun thrill ride. Expedition Everest. That's not Disney intellectual property whatsoever. Avatar isn't Disneyland, well, kind of, sort of now with the acquisition of Fox. But Pandora is still an intellectual property. It's not an original ride. Big Thunder Mountain, that's not intellectual property. That's not Disney characters. That was an original idea. Haunted Mansion is one of those. They're making another. They made it into a movie. They're making another movie, but that started as an original idea. So Pirates of the Caribbean started as an original idea. So I mean, I could go on and on and on and on and on, but it doesn't have to be intellectual property and Disney characters in order to be good, and in order to be actually associated with Disney. I'm ranting here, but back on track. See, I went off the rails, and this is not even an off the rails, an official off the rails stream here. But yeah, like I'm really worried that you won't be able to see the projections now, the way that they're meant to be seen, unless that water screen can somehow rotate and just kind of show once here, once there, once there. But I don't know. Like I don't think, judging by like the massive size of that barge, and just kind of seeing like the Epcot experience, I don't know. It's making me really worried that you would have to like line up to get your spot no matter what, like 4, 5, 6 o'clock during the day, and you lose 3 hours of potentially riding rides and experiencing attractions, eating dinner. That concerns me. Or having like going back to the days where I know, I think it was either my dad or my mom did this for the Spectrum Magic Parade. I just remember lining up for the Spectrum Magic Parade, and it was still the sun was still up. It was still sunset, and the parade didn't start till like 9. It was down. So would have had it been like 7 o'clock, 6, 7 o'clock, and we waited for 3 hours just so we can see the electrical parade. So again, I felt with at least Illuminations, you didn't have to wait till, or you didn't have to get like 6 o'clock in order to get a good spot. You can still find good spots. We did it about like 8, Illuminations was 9 o'clock, right? So we waited till like 8:30, 8:45 to get a spot. We got a good spot near Canada. Like you don't have to be on the rail in order to see Illuminations. You can be standing back and still get a good view. Some people want that up close and personal look, but that was the beauty of that show too. So I'm sure watching the streams when Harmonious debuts in the future, sometime in the future, we'll get a good idea of where our good spots are and where are the bad spots. And I think we'll get a little bit of a preview of that, of how they set up this barge. They didn't say which barge was going to be set up and tested in the near future, but the orientation of it, we can get a very good idea of how things are going to operate. But I would say that daytime fountain feature, just that stationary picture, good things are coming to Epcot. I think more kinetic energy is going to be coming to Epcot really, really, really soon, because the fountain brought the fountain in Future World brought the park to life. And to have that fountain at least return, a fountain return in some form while it's Walcott in Future World, it's going to be cool to see, and it's going to be a very nice change of pace. And hopefully with this park hopping, I will say this. Hopefully with park hopping, it does bring the monorail back online for the Epcot line. Again, when I was there back in mid-July, a few short days after Epcot had actually opened, the one thing that was eerie being in Future World is that you didn't see the monorail, you didn't hear the monorail go through the park, and that was weird. It was, I wouldn't say creepy, but it was weird, not going like, when's the next monorail? Let's wait for the monorail to get that picture, because getting that picture of the monorail going through Epcot, I think if you're a streamer, if you're an Instagrammer, or even a vacationer, that's something that you always want to get. That monorail going through. Like I had a picture taken of the monorail going by the Imagination Pavilion. That monorail going through, or going through that walkway that separates Future World and World Showcase. So the monorails pass by, and you got Spaceship Earth in the background. It's a site that I miss. Hello, Rachel. How are you today? Surprise Saturday stream. I'm not streaming tomorrow night. So I decided, hey, I still want to talk to you guys. So I'm here right now. I'm talking to all of you guys. I just opened 2 packs. If you rewind, I opened 2 packs of these Sorcerers of the Magic Kingdom cards, which I actually got back in July. And we never actually used the other packs. We didn't open them. They were unopened until today. I just decided, hey, I will discuss and kind of show some of the cards that I got. Yeah, I wish I could have slept in, but I had some work to do because my the computer system for my job was down for the entire week. And it finally went online this morning. I'm like, well, I guess I have to put this in now. It's 10 a.m. where you are. Okay, so I'm an hour later. It's 11 o'clock here. Getting towards lunchtime, but I mentioned that the first 4 Disney toys, Mission Space Mickey, like the McDonald's. There's 2. I'm like smack dab in the middle of 2 McDonald's, and the one that's south of me kept giving me the first one. I'm like, no, like, and they said that's all they had. I'm like, yeah, I don't think that's all you have. I don't think that's all you have whatsoever. So I went to the one that's north of me, and the one that's north of me, they're like, yeah, we have all of them. I'm like, okay, I need this one, I need this one. So I got the first 4. I'm going back a little bit later, possibly getting the Spaceship Earth one with Daisy and the Soarin' attraction. And I want Tower of Terror. Like, those are really the 2 I'm really gunning for. Of course, you have the Runaway Railway car, which is the last one, which of course I probably should get, but there's a lot of I want all of them really. Thanks for the thumbs up, you guys. I really do appreciate it. Yeah. So, what else am I talking about here? What else is there to talk about? Now, I've switched my scent in the. Oh no, it's over here. I haven't plugged it in yet, but I have a oil diffuser, and I have many different scents from one of the I think it's Magic Candle Company. I got their I think it's Haunted Holiday, which is basically gingerbread. I officially switched it up. Like I when I first got it, I put it in and tested it out a little bit. I'm like, okay, this is very gingerbready. Um, I can understand why I wouldn't want to use this for Halloween, but so I kept it. Now I think, okay, I'm going back to that haunted holiday for a little while longer because the haunted holiday smell is inspired by whatchamacallit, the Haunted Mansion holiday in California. But they use um, one thing about that is you got to be careful if you're ordering the little bottles for the essential oils, because some of the essential oils, even though they have different names, are really the same fragrance. So I believe anything with like the Floridian Christmas, haunted or the haunted holiday, I think one other Christmas one, they're all the same. It's the same scent, and I believe the Grand Floridian, the Beach Club scent, are the same as well. Just the regular Grand Floridian and Beach Club scents are the same as well. So look online, and it doesn't even tell you that these scents are the same. Um, but sometimes, like, well, I've stayed at the Grand Floridian, so I want the Grand Floridian one. I've stayed at the Beach Club, so I want the Beach Club one. So people, uh, so I don't know why they just are wasting labels between the two different ones, and just kind of say, hey, this is the scent for. Just call it Beach Club and says it's the scent for this, 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 and this. I don't know. That's just a little rant on my end. All right, I've been trying to train. I've been streaming for about a half hour. My voice is getting a little bit hoarse. I'm getting a little bit hungry because it is approaching lunchtime. Um, so like I said before, at 7 o'clock tonight Central, Life with Roxana. I will be there. Hello, Lori. Uh, welcome. Thank you for stopping by. I'm actually at the end of my stream here. So we talked a little bit about where I'm going to be tonight, Life with Roxana at 7. And then I'm going to be streaming actually on Wednesday, a daytime stream for Thanksgiving. We'll talk Thanksgiving foods. It'll be a good, nice check in for that. So, rewind it. We definitely talked about a lot in the past, about 45 minutes. And on that note, I will see you on the next one. All right. Bye bye, everybody. Yeah, I know I'm in the central time zone, so it's a little bit more, uh, it's a little bit later here. I wish I could have slept in, but again, I'll see you guys on the next one.